Welcome to Say It Out Loud Sports. I am your host, Pat Graham. We are back with another edition. This week we're talking running backs. We did quarterbacks last week, so we're going to get into the running backs this week, and then we'll talk about some UFC, the big upcoming pay-per-view card after that, and then some NBA as well. So I got Bobby.
Yo.
And Stenson.
Hey.
All right, we're talking running backs. So we got who's too high, who's too low, the sleeper, and who's going to finish at the number one running back. So let's just go with the number one running back to start. I think we'll see if anybody has some crazy opinion, but I mean, for me, it's pretty clear cut.
Pretty straightforward.
Christian McCaffrey.
Same.
He outscored the guys by over 100 points last year. Do you have anybody different?
You're talking about who finishes number one?
Who finishes number one? That's the easy question, I think.
Yeah, I like Elliott.
Zeke.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So he's just been consistent. I think, there's not really high risk of injury with him. Over the last 3 or 4 years, he's had by far the most yards, most points. Last year, he was second in touches behind Henry as far as carries. So only him and Henry had over 300 carries. So the workload's going to be there. He's got a solid quarterback, good system. And I think the biggest advantage he has is addition by subtraction. So without Jason Garrett there, you have a better play caller, Mike McCarthy, better coach. I think he's going to do even better. So I'm going to go with Zeke. And I think McCaffrey definitely has the chance to be number one, but I think I would go with Zeke.
I'm going Christian McCaffrey. I don't think it's close. I don't think it's a question whether he finishes number one in running back or he's number one in fantasy football.
No, it's just running back.
I know, but I'm saying I don't think the question is where I think he finishes number one running back no matter what. But I think he has a chance to finish number one in fantasy football. Period.
Yeah, last year he put up 400. He averaged 25.8 fantasy points per game last year. That's absolutely
he's putting up more than
unheard
the average
of.
quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think only Lamar Jackson outscored him last year.
Yeah.
But what I thought about my second running back is going to be Saquon. I think Saquon fully healthy could possibly beat McCaffrey. I love Zeke though. Zeke the workload is definitely there. And McCarthy, he tends to do the short pass game more, which might help Zeke because he's going to get more catches because he can catch the ball. Yeah. And that offense is stacked, so I can see that though. But I think McCaffrey. I got McCaffrey, Saquon, and Zeke at 3. Those are my top 3.
Those are your top 3?
McCaffrey, Saquon, and then Zeke.
Okay.
Who's at QB for Carolina?
What?
Carolina.
Teddy B, baby.
True.
Teddy
Bridgewater.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
and they got the offensive coordinator from LSU last year, Mr. Brady.
What?
LSU's offensive coordinator last year.
That's right.
Well, they got a new
Carolina, Joe Brady.
They got the new head coach also, Matt Rule.
Matt Rule.
I just think I don't understand. I mean, I know McCaffrey's good, but why don't they just focus on just him?
Well, that's what I was going to say.
That's what they did
sooner or
last
later,
year.
you would think defenses could figure it out.
Right.
What do you mean no last year? Last year, the entire offense went through McCaffrey.
That's what the defenses he'd be running like a swing pass and no one's guarding him.
Yeah, they're you would think defenses, they only have one weapon.
Yeah.
You would think defenses could pick up on that. I don't know.
Maybe he's just that good.
I think maybe, and Bridgewater, I mean, Kyle Allen, Bridgewater isn't known to throw the ball deep, I feel like.
He can throw the football, though.
Yeah, little short passes. I feel like I agree. Like if they focus on McCaffrey, he's due for regression. I don't think there's any chance he puts up the same numbers he did last year. He was
right.
It was nuts. He was 25 points a game. He'd have 50 points a game.
Yeah, what's weird though, like you said, defenses weren't even worried about him. It seemed like they would just let him do his thing. So I don't think that's going to continue. I don't know.
Maybe defenses were convinced, like, okay, let this guy go off. We'll shut everybody else down. He can't beat us by himself, and it worked because Carolina won 5 games.
With all that said, though, I mean, McCaffrey he outscored the second place guy last year was Aaron Jones, and it was 123 points behind him.
Where'd Derrick Henry finish?
285. With that being said, also,
he's number
if you have number 1 overall pick, who are you taking?
Christian McCaffrey.
You taking Zeke?
I feel like he's done this before.
No, I would go McCaffrey. I just think
the potential's
there. Yeah. And like you said, like McCaffrey's due for regression.
Yeah.
And I don't think his offense is as good. So I think Zeke for me, he was just more consistent, but McCaffrey has the higher ceiling. Just he's going to have more touches, more catches. And are we is it PPR or standard?
Half point.
Okay.
Half point, yeah. Yeah, so I think I'd probably go McCaffrey, even though I wouldn't want to. I would be like,
you wouldn't want to?
No, I don't. I like Zeke better. I like Saquon better. But if you pass on McCaffrey and he does what he did last year, then you're just
my thing is like Saquon and Zeke are really good, but they lack one thing that McCaffrey has, and that's 1,000 receiving yards a year. Those guys aren't touching that.
All the catches.
Zeke does get catches. Both of them.
He's not getting anywhere near
Saquon was hurt.
Yards.
No,
Zeke was third in PPR.
That's what puts Christian McCaffrey to the next level.
Yeah, that's why he has 100 whatever points.
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't see
All right. Easy question. All right. Let's go with who. Bob, we'll start with you. Who's too high on your list on the rankings? By the way, I didn't mention this earlier. We're using Yahoo's rankings on half point PPR.
Too high on my list?
Who's who on the list of Yahoo?
Alvin Kamara is too high on my list. This
guy,
right? Yeah, he goes 10 games without a touchdown. In fantasy football, that's not going to work for you. That's never going to get you wins. To me, that's too high, and that happened 2 seasons in a row now. I can't. That guy's not getting drafted in the top 4 for me. I would put Derrick Henry over him. I would put Joe Mixon over him. I'll put Dalvin Cook over him just because he lacks these touchdowns.
He's flashy. I think that's why he's drafted so high. And obviously he gets a lot of catches, but yeah, if you don't score touchdowns, that's 12 catches. Yeah. 1 touchdown is 12 catches. So even if you catch 30 more balls, but you don't score any touchdowns, then
10 weeks in a row without a touchdown.
You think that comes back? Or that's
happened 2 seasons in a row.
Yeah.
I mean, what's going to change now? They haven't changed anything on that offense.
Yeah, they added more receiver. They added
the same play
They
callers.
added Emmanuel Sanders to that team.
They're not going to take the ball out of Drew Brees' hands anytime soon.
All right, so Bob's got Kamara too high. What do you think, Stenson?
I got Jonathan Taylor. So Yahoo had him at 19th overall. And
you think he's too high?
Yeah, 19th overall, Jonathan Taylor. So on the Colts, they still have Marlon Mack's still going to be there. And the coach is on record saying he's still going to get touches and be a part of the offense. And they have Hines, who's still there as the third down back. So he's going to be competing for reception. So, I don't know. They have guys like Mark Ingram, Leonard Fournette. I would take them over Jonathan Taylor. So, and they have Rivers, who I just don't like. He's like 40. So
Rivers likes to throw to the back, too. I think Hines will feel like almost like Austin Eckler, though. Eckler was the top 10 back last year, but that would be Hines' role, not necessarily Taylor.
Right. If he were by himself, he'd be higher. But to be ranked this high and possibly be in a 3-way split,
right,
it's too high for me. So
I'll just Clyde Edwards-Helaire. That guy's way too high.
I'm buying he's too high too.
6?
He's up there above Pro Bowlers.
Yeah, I mean, even if you go look at Damian Williams last year, so he played 11. He had 11 games, and if you put his stats out to 16 games, he still only finished 17th. So just because he plays in the offense with Mahomes, everybody's really high on this guy. They're like drafted him ahead of like DeAndre Swift and Jonathan Taylor. Like he's not going to just come in. He's going to get touches, but I don't think he's not going to finish ahead of Dalvin Cook and all like
Joe Mixon,
Nick Chubb. You just come in hot like that. I'm not taking him, and I probably wouldn't take him till second, third round in a 16-team league. Maybe late first.
I think Joe Mixon's getting kind of shelled too. I think Mixon. The Bengals are going to kind of rely on him with Joe Burrow at quarterback, kind of take the pressure off him. I think Joe Mixon's going to get a lot of carries.
I almost went Joe Mixon too low, but he's ninth.
Too,
but he's too high. But yeah, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he's too high.
Too high.
Don't pick him. We'll pick him later. Don't pick him the first 6 picks. Top 10?
No,
that's crazy. I think he finishes somewhere around 15 to 20 range in running backs. And that's assuming he stays healthy, because they still have Darwin Thompson. They got all these.
Damian Williams opted out.
Yeah,
so I'm sure he's going to.
But they get the quarterback.
He's going to get the touches, but they throw the football too much.
Right.
So,
all right, let's go. So who do you got on the list? Too low. Stenson, you can start this one.
I got Miles Sanders low. He's at 11, which is, it's not bad, but just considering the offense he's in with Wentz. So last game the last 7 games of the season, he averaged 100 yards per game, and he started the year as like their third overall back. So Jordan Howard is in Miami now. That leaves Miles as a clear-cut number 1. And really the only guy behind him is Boston Scott, who might take a few receiving downs away from him, but he's in a good offense. Jordan Howard's gone. There's really no competition for the number 1 spot. And he looked good last year, so I got him too low.
Yeah, he could jump guys like Drake, Edwards-Helaire. He could probably finish top
Honestly,
5 if he
I was going to say, I could see him.
I was going to say,
Ceiling
Miles
catches.
Sanders is way too low.
Ceiling is top 5.
He's going to get a ton of carries.
He's going to get catches too.
Yeah, he's almost their 3-down back now.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Howard
He's
gone. I know you love it because you're an Eagles fan.
I mean, he's getting everything Sproles ever got. He's their 3-down guy.
Scott didn't look bad when he got the
but
chance.
He's not going to be a workhorse.
Right.
Miles Sanders is going to play 80% of the time.
Yeah. Is that your same guy?
Miles Sanders is way too. I think Miles Sanders finishes in top 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I got.
All right.
I'm in.
All right.
Let's
so
go, baby. Fly, Eagles, fly.
I got 2 guys I wrote down. So one's Le'Veon Bell.
I had 2 too.
Le'Veon Bell is 24th. Like, yeah, he had a down year. He sat out a year, and then last year the Jets were a mess. Sam Darnold had mono. He was playing with some crazy quarter. I don't even remember who was the quarterback they were playing with.
Oh man.
He came in for 3 plays and snapped his leg, and then they had to replace him. And then Mono Arnold came back, and
Yeah,
Arnold played really well like the last 6 games.
no,
of the year, though.
if he was in it the whole game, like it opens up so much. Like they can't crowd the box because Darnold can actually find people down the field.
Yeah, he played great in the last 6 games.
He only had 3 rushing touchdowns, which is he averages 7 in his career. I know he was with Pittsburgh. They did some work on the offensive line. They drafted Mekhi Becton in the first round. They added George Fant. So I think they did some work on the offensive line. So if Darnold's healthy, Jets are going to be down a lot. I feel like Bell's going to be – he's definitely undervalued at 24.
Yeah, he had moments last year when he was in where he killed it.
Yeah.
And going into last season fantasy rankings, he was like top 8 running back.
Yeah, he'd be
he
top
was
10
way
for
up there,
sure.
and not much has changed. So
Yeah, so Le'Veon Bell's one of them, and then the other guy I had was David Johnson. So he's 26. This one I wasn't as high. I like Le'Veon better, but David Johnson's ranked 26th. Hyde had a good year behind that in that offense last year. He's gone to Seattle now.
David Johnson got a clean slate too.
So last year he averaged
motivated.
Yeah. So yeah, and he's playing with Deshaun Watson. Like that's always better. I mean, I know they got rid of Hopkins, but to play with Watson, the line's a little better. There's the injury concern a little bit, but last year he averaged 5.5 yards per touch. That was only 0.2 off his pace from 2016 when he was like MVP. Like he was like an MVP level, right? He was like number 1 running back. So I think the talent's still there. It's just the injury concern. I think that 26 though, if you take him, I think he could easily finish top 15.
Oh yeah, easy.
Easy top 15.
Easy.
Like he could
if he comes out and plays like 80% of what he was, he's top 10 easy.
Right. In that offense. Duke Johnson's still there, but he doesn't have to carry a team. When he was in the Cardinals, he had to carry the whole team.
Yeah, and he did it too.
Yeah, and he had no QBs.
Yeah, he was playing with
who was the Cardinals
no
quarterback
one.
then?
Exactly. We can't even name him because who was before Kyler Murray?
Oh man.
Who's the dude that? It was not good. Josh Rosen one year. Yeah, Josh Rosen.
Carson Palmer was there too, right?
Palmer was there, but that was the washed up Palmer. They didn't have anybody. Johnson was carrying that team.
I feel like Leonard Fournette's too low.
He was another guy, but I don't know. He'll probably punch someone and get suspended.
He's always injured.
Yeah,
Injured a lot.
Yeah, he has
and he's on the Jaguars. But you trust Minshew Mania?
I mean, that's kind of
And DJ Chark. They have got a bunch of gimmicks, dude. DJ Chark. They play the Shark song.
DJ Chark's good.
They play the Shark song.
I still feel like Leonard Fournette can easily put up a 15-yard.
I just remember he got stuffed on the goal line to win the game.
Yeah.
Or they went for 2. Do you remember that game? It was last year.
It was for 2.
They went for 2
to win it.
He didn't reach out or something. And they called him down.
Well, I guess they had an opportunity to extend his contract.
And they did
this year, but they didn't. And then they drafted some guy. So they have somebody behind him coming up, but
so they don't believe him.
I don't know. He's always trying to fight somebody.
All right, so Le'Veon Bell, David Johnson, and then Miles Sanders ranked too low. So
Miles Sanders is way too low.
I would take I'd probably take all 3 of those guys before I draft Helaire. That sounds
absolutely.
Crazy. I know it's in the Chiefs offense.
Is he the only? So what rookie running backs then?
He's the only rookie running back that went in the first round.
I mean, DeAndre Swift went early second. Jonathan Taylor,
24.
There's a couple other guys late, but those are the three.
Dobbins.
Oh, J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah,
I think
Dobbins
J.K.
went to
Dobbins.
Baltimore.
I think he's going to have the best rookies. Well,
They run it.
is he going to take Gus Edwards' spot? Dobbins is a beast.
Dobbins is a beast, and they're going to run the football like they always do. So, I mean, I'm sure he's going to get touches.
No,
I don't think he's
electric.
going to get over 200 in a season.
Yeah. All right. Time for the sleeper. Who's your guys, Bob? Who's your sleeper?
Oh, man. My sleeper is J.K. Dobbins because they run the
What?
football.
Did you just make that?
No,
just
absolutely. That was who
because I said he was a beast.
Because, dude, he's a monster. He's a Heisman finalist. Nobody's talking about this dude. He's on our team that runs the football like 70% of the time. Like he's gonna get touches. He probably won't get 200, but when he does get them, it's gonna be wide open field.
I feel like I read somewhere he had a better season than Zeke at Ohio State. Like a
did.
better his career at.
Isn't he the leading rusher at Ohio State after 4?
I think he played
3
4.
years?
I think
3
Zeke
years.
only played
3 years.
2.
He redshirted the first one, right?
Either
no,
way,
he was
like
a true freshman.
they were comparing him like he had a better career than Zeke, and Zeke came in and did what he did. But you put him in that offense now with Lamar and
Where they
Duffel
run
What's up, Ingram?
the football. They run
Yeah,
play
but
action.
even like Gus Edwards last year had
J.K. Dobbins catches the football too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a.
Good. He's gonna play a lot of downs.
Yeah,
too.
he's at 36 on this list
Yeah.
for running backs.
Play him in my top 20 easy.
Top 20. Would you start him like as your RB2, or you'd rather have him as like RB3 level for to start the year to see what his usage is?
RB2, like the low end flex type guy.
Go heavy at receiver and get him to fill your back end RB.
That's something in there, like your flex spot somewhere in there. Until he starts performing, and then then you slide him.
He's
into
a home
running
run
back
play
too.
though.
Yeah.
One play from him, and that's 12 points, like a 60-yard TD.
If that dude comes in and
That
has a 20-yard touchdown, he already did more than you expected.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Fair enough. J.K. Dobbins, first sleeper.
that's mine.
Sign
he's
him
away.
in.
He's too low.
Sign him in. All right, Stenson, who's
All
your?
right, I got one of your guys. He's kind of well known now, but I think he's ranked pretty low. So I got Alexander Madison. He's what is he on here? 44 on the list for running back. So I think worst case, he gets like last year, he got about 8-9 touches per game, averaged 5.5 yards a carry. Vikings are pretty run heavy 50% of the time last year. And then, with the ceiling, if Cook gets injured, he hasn't had one healthy season yet. He hasn't played a full season since he's been in the NFL.
True.
And he's already talking about holding out. So he wants a new contract. He hasn't held out yet, but, he could anytime, and Madison would instantly be an RB1. So, and aside from all that, he just looked good last year. Watching the games, every time he touched the ball, he was killing it. So
Yeah, he
to me,
ruined
this
me.
is a wrong time to hold out too.
He ruined me.
It's the wrong time to
right.
hold
Well,
out.
that may be part of the reason the Vikings didn't extend Cook, is they know they have Madison
Yeah,
behind
and,
him. So.
and to me, it's the wrong time to hold out. Money is going to be tight. You're not having any ticket sales. You have no concessions.
Well, if you get hurt every year, you can't hold out.
That's true.
Yeah.
But I mean,
And-
even
and you have
if
him behind him.
even if Cook thinks he's worth $10 million a year, which he could easily get, but you are making no money as the Vikings owner, you're not going to pay somebody because you're already losing money. It's the wrong time to hold out.
Yeah,
they're
they
not
have-
going to pay you.
So they have Dalvin Cook at 7 overall. So if he, he holds out or gets injured for some reason, and Madison moves into that role with nobody behind him.
He goes from 42 to
Yeah,
10.
they only have Mike. I don't even know if Mike Boone's still there, but I remember Madison.
Boone did ball for a
I
while.
paid a lot of money to get him to back up Cook because I had
Right.
Cook last year, and he
Well, some weeks you started
Carried
both
me.
of them, I think.
when
Even
they
when
had
they were
buys,
both playing.
started both because he kept getting carries. It was my nightmare. He'd get on the one, and then Madison would get the touchdown, or he looked good. He would take over
Putting up
drives.
double digits every game.
He had 50 yards and a touchdown. Like half this, they lost Diggs, which I think they're going to run the ball maybe more.
Right.
Madison's not a bad pick.
What do you guys think about the Shady McCoy to Tampa signing?
He was ranked like 70th, but I don't know if they updated. They must have updated him.
I think it's a good signing for
Not bad.
Tampa.
Yeah,
I mean, you
100%.
don't really.
Ronald
you have
Jones is
nothing
still going to
lose.
be the workhorse, right?
Yeah, but
They had they
they
some
have
young guy too.
no. They had Peyton Barber moved.
They have
He's
Ronald
on
Jones.
Washington. They got Jones, and they had the rookie running back. They
Keyshawn
got
Vaughn.
he's out for the
Keyshawn
year. He got
Vaughn.
hurt.
He got hurt.
Okay.
So that's why they went out and got McCoy. But
McCoy.
yeah, but look at Brady's teams that he's had. He's had
The running
six
backs
running backs.
they ball.
No, they've had like 6 different running backs though. So he's going right. So they still got. They're going to have five guys. That
They're
going
going to play a ton of dudes.
Yeah, but
McCoy
usually
will be like the
3 of
James
them
White
will-
guy.
Yeah, three running backs will get like 10 points a week on usually in
Yeah,
a Brady offense.
Yeah, he's definitely way down there. Like he could be definitely RB2, RB3 probably.
Yeah.
And
What's he ranked at? 77.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think if he is,
They got Dare Agabunwale.
yeah.
They'll just mix him in. It's going to be
I
like
feel
the
like they're going to be. It's a Patriot offense. They're going to play 10 guys.
Yeah, they're going to be. He's going to be throwing the ball a lot, but they could snipe some.
Well, I'd hope they throw a lot. Mike Evans is going to have 2,000 yards out there, I'm sure.
Yeah, but I mean, those guys will have big. Like McCoy will have weeks where he scores 20 plus, but then he'll have other weeks where they don't get anything. All right, so I wrote down 2 again. I'm going to bring up 2. Just one's Marlon Mack. I'll make that quick. He's low. Jonathan Taylor. You already mentioned Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
Mack is really good when he's healthy, and I think with the addition of Taylor, only helps him because he's going to be able to stay healthy. He should get most of the time. Like 36 is just too low. Mack's still going to get his carries.
Coach already said Mac's going to be involved. So
Yeah, he looks real good. And then my other guy, this one's deep. This one's 50. He's 55th overall, and that's Damian Harris
I looked at him. He was my
on
other
New
one
England.
besides
Sonny
Madison.
Michel looks
Yeah.
like he's running in mud.
Yeah.
Like
He's on the injured reserve right now, I think.
Yeah, he's not fully active yet, but
Right.
even when he is, like he's got touchdowns and things, but losing Brady isn't going to help your offense.
Right.
And Damian Harris has been waiting in the wings for a year now, and I think with Brady gone, James, I don't think it would be a disservice to the backfield to put a bigger back there and let Cam Newton and him run the offense together.
Well, who did the Patriots just sign at running back?
They have
They just signed
Lamar
somebody.
Miller.
They just signed Lamar
Yeah,
Miller.
I'm not worried. I don't know. I
Yeah.
feel like Damian Harris is.
Still
We'll
better,
see.
yeah.
That's why it's a sleeper. I like Harris. I think he eventually. I think that team's going to be bad, so I think they're going to start putting in little young guys. I mean, there's a lot of people that are high on New England now that they got Cam, but I'm not one of them. I think Damian Harris gets his chance later in the season. It's a good stash. I would stash him like RB4, RB5, but eventually, fantasy playoffs come around.
How he performs.
Like he could be a deep stash that you could grab.
What do you guys think about Adrian Peterson? On the disaster of a football team in Washington.
Yeah, the Washington.
They don't even know
football
who's
team.
going to play quarterback.
What, Kyle Allen?
Kyle Allen's not touching the football, bro. Let's be real.
It's the sleeper of last week.
Alex
all right.
Smith
Shout
is
out
already
Arthur.
2 on the depth chart.
So was
above him.
Peterson's a clear-cut 1 now, right?
Geis is
There's-
gone.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, AP's going to get carries.
So there's Peyton Barber, guys. Chris Thompson, he's gone.
He's. I don't know.
He
if
was
he's
the
there.
third down back. No, he's on. I just saw some. He went somewhere.
To me, it's clear cut. AP's getting 3 downs, right?
20 touches a game at least.
Can he handle 20 again?
I don't know, dude.
I think he almost had. Did he have 1,000 last year?
998 or something like that, right?
No, they would have got him 2 more yards.
No, he didn't play the last 2 games, right?
See, if he had 998,
Wasn't
yards
it something like that?
He would have hit somebody if they didn't let him get 2 more yards.
I think it was something like that.
I don't know. I know he has a chance at the all-time rushing.
Oh,
record.
he's got to have
4,000 behind.
it's like
Not
50,
even.
5,600 or something. But he said he's not quitting anytime soon.
He looked fine last year. If you had a good line,
Well, I don't
That's their
think
only problem is the team is trash.
AP's saying he's not quitting anytime soon, but I also think he's broke. Like it's been well known that somebody stole all his money, so
yeah,
he's probably playing for money.
he could
So
be.
he's not
He could
quitting
be.
anytime
He could be a guy. There's a bunch of good like running backs are usually. I feel like that they're definitely top heavy, but I feel like the depth on running backs this year is a lot better. I mean, look at like
all the teams are going to like 2-3 down
Yeah.
backs, so they're kind of making.
They're
that
making it
switch.
fresh. They're putting guys. Everybody's getting one guy's getting 20 touches, and then 2 other guys are getting 10 apiece.
I feel like there's like 40 running backs.
Unless you're Christian McCaffrey, then you get 20,
Yeah, if you get a top
30 touches
3.
at running back. You have 10 catches at wide receiver. You played special teams, recovered 3 fumbles, returned 2 kicks, 2 punts, and played quarterback twice.
Who was the Eagles? Weren't the Eagles going to play? Oh, Jalen Hurts. He's going to play running back. Where's he at in the running back? rank? I didn't see him in the
they're
rankings.
listing him at quarterback, but they said he's going to
I
play.
didn't see
He's
him
going
in
to
here, but-
play.
All right.
You know what I mean? He's going to play. They said. I don't know. They're probably going to put packages in there for him.
All right. So recap the sleeper. I got Damian Harris and Mack. Stenson's got
Madison.
Mattinson and
J.K.
Bob's
Dobbins,
got
baby.
Dobbins. All right. So that's it for the running back questions. Carousel. We'll see how we do.
So
We're gonna
that's-
do it. We're still doing a say it out loud draft. Probably do that
when are we going to do that?
Probably the weekend right before the season starts, just to make sure it's
so
going
all
on.
the rosters are set.
Now you guys know who's picking who. Like he's gonna take
I'm getting
Dobbins
Miles
high.
Sanders in that.
He's taking Miles
Oh, if
Sanders.
this dude
Sorry.
picks in front of me, I'm going to lose my mind, dude.
So we'll figure out what we're doing with that. We'll do it live on
It'll be all
Podbean.
right, dude. You guys are all passed on my boy Derrick Henry. It'll lead me to Lead me again, dude.
All right, so that's football. We'll have wide receivers next week. I don't know who's coming on. Probably Kevin and maybe I'll see if Chris wants to do it. I'm trying to get Damone and Renee on the show, but the work schedule's getting in the way. So we'll see. I'll have 2 new guys on for wide receivers next week. But let's get into some basketball. The playoffs are, I think, the last day of the regular season's Friday. Then they got the play-in game. Who's the bubble MVP right now?
Oh man, I gotta go. I like Luka. I go with Luka
For the bubble?
The bubble MVP?
He's definitely putting up numbers.
Yeah,
and he's winning us bet. We won some bets off Luka, but
he's doing. There's other guys that are putting up points. Obviously, like T.J. Warren has been balling out points. Booker's been killing it, and then the other guys are always there, like Harden. But Luka's been doing. I just like his. He's doing everything. He's got the points. He's upped his assists, and he's upped his rebounds. He's got the team playing good. He just outplayed the regular season MVP in Giannis.
He had 30, 20, and 10, youngest player ever.
And he really doesn't have a whole lot around him. He's got Porzingis, but other than that, he's just got some spot-up shooters. And Seth Curry's been out. Dwight Powell's been out from center, so they're starting Maxi Kleber. Yeah, he's like their starting
Tim Hardaway?
Tim Hardaway Jr.?
That's what I mean. He's like their third best player now.
Tim Hardaway Jr. balls, though. He go out to get you 30.
He stands in the corner and
he go out and get 30.
Luke will get him an open look. But
he go out and get you 30.
Remember the stat line I sent you from last week?
2 points.
He's played 30 minutes at 2 points. So Luka doesn't have a whole lot of help. So I'll go with Luka.
Yeah. Who you got, Bob?
I'll buy Luka is very valuable to the Mavericks, but my MVP is T.J. Warren, finishing just barely ahead of Devin Booker. Devin Booker's got the Suns 7-0 now.
That's true. They are.
They're 7-0 in the bubble. They're trying to make the playoffs. Like without him, they have zero chance. He's got them 7-0. But I'm going T.J. Warren. T.J. Warren's been on just a whole nother level.
Yeah, and he's been hitting timely shots, game winners when they need a shot.
He's getting 50, but it's a close game, and he's knocking down fourth quarter, 2 minutes to play, getting hard buckets. Like that's my guy. T.J. Warren's my bubble MVP.
Yeah,
just barely narrowing out Devin Booker.
Might as well give it to him. That's the only MVP he'll ever get. Just give him a bubble.
He's got a chance for that for sure because he's definitely Dame Lillard though.
Dame is balling.
Well, even he's doing it right now as we're recording this.
Oh, he had 25 at halftime.
So but the difference between him and Booker are kind of the same boat. They have to win to get in to even get in the play-in game. Like T.J. Warren's already in there.
They're less pressure. I get.
They're bringing in Oladipo slow, so he's getting more. He's the scorer. Where Lillard, like they have to win games right now. He choked the other day. He got called out by Paul George and Beverly. Then he came back, dropped 51. He might have 60 tonight. I haven't watched this last quarter and a half, but they.
You're one. You're one from hitting the over.
It's any 1 point. How much?
Yeah, it's 120-119.
What's the time? We're getting it's a close game. We're getting fouls, baby. Overs. But yeah, Dame's coming out. He's hitting the craziest shots. He dropped 51 last game. He's got probably over 50 tonight. But the pressure's on him. Like they might not even. They still got to play. Oh, they're playing Brooklyn. They're getting in.
Yeah, they'll get in. They're like 100-1 right now to win it all.
They're 30.
Oh, they dropped to 30?
Oh, yeah. Do you guys remember when
they were just
before the bubble started, they were 200. Do you guys remember this?
When we did our podcast, they were 200-1.
Yeah. We were talking about betting them.
We were in the sports book the other day.
Now they're down to 30.
And I looked up at the board, and we were in Caesars.
Yeah.
And they're 30.
If you have a ticket at 200-1, you can sell it right now for a ton of profit.
If they get in and beat LA, because then the force going to be like Utah.
Dude, they could win.
Stop right there.
Then they have to
They're
be
a different team with Nurkic back.
They got to beat Utah or who's the 4-5? Utah or Oklahoma City. Yeah. And then they would get. I do want to see Clippers Portland.
That's my matchup, dude. All this
after
trash
the
talk,
trash. Oh, please.
Dame will average 50 a game.
The way the Lakers are okay. So that brings it. So again. I got Lillard
on a game winner in Game 7 too. Breaks Paul George's heart.
And he sent Beverly home 3 years ago on Portland when he knocked out Houston in the first round. Game winner.
Oh, both those were series.
That's what he
said.
said.
Not even game
He
winners.
said, "I already sent Patrick Beverly home at the buzzer from the playoffs."
And Paul George.
Well, gave him the princess wave. All right, I got Lillard. Bob's got T.J. Warren. Sten's got Luka. Devin Booker's definitely up there.
And they're undefeated in the
They haven't
bubble,
lost
so, yeah.
They play their last game. Memphis lost today too. So it's right. I think right now.
We all knew they weren't going to be in.
But they play Memphis plays Milwaukee.
Ouch.
Yeah,
But they might rest everybody. Because if Memphis wins, I think if Memphis wins one,
Memphis already locked into the one, right?
No, if Memphis they have to win one game. Oh, Milwaukee's
locked
locked
into the one.
Like tonight, they're
they've
resting.
been playing their guys. Oh, tonight.
Tonight they're resting, but they
everybody.
play Memphis, so they might use that as like a warm up game, maybe.
God, I wish I knew when they were going to play them and go make some bets.
Yeah, that's
It was like against Dallas.
Yeah,
We
tonight-
thought they
no,
weren't
I
gonna
looked at
play
the-
any of their guys. They
They're not
all
like-
played.
they're not
Giannis
like
played
the
like
Spurs.
50 minutes.
The Spurs announced a week before when they're resting the entire starting
The Spurs are up there too. They won today, but Portland gets Brooklyn after this game.
Spurs already got eliminated, right?
Yeah.
They're not eliminated yet.
No, Spurs are in it.
They're in right now?
Yeah,
They're in the running.
they would need like Portland and Phoenix to lose, or
Well,
Memphis.
Phoenix isn't doing that at all.
Yeah, I think what's the score of this game right now?
It's 120, 122. Portland's down 2 with 3 minutes.
Portland
way
needs
over.
this. Portland needs this game though,
Dame's at the free throw line, though.
because if
That's
Portland
automatic.
loses this game and then Memphis and Phoenix win, then Portland's out and it's Memphis Phoenix.
God, I wish they just did the 16 best records in the league. Some of those teams in the East.
No conferences, though.
The Orlando and New York.
Yeah.
No
come on.
conferences. No conferences. 1 versus 16.
They should. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd have been wild.
Because either Portland's not going to be in, the Pelicans already kind of killed themselves, or the Suns aren't going to be
Pelicans
in, or
already
the Spurs
eliminated.
aren't going to be in. I mean, one of those teams aren't going to make it, or Memphis. So
Okay. So are we worried? Anybody worried about the Lakers or Milwaukee?
I think the
I feel
Lakers-
like the Milwaukee's 2-4 in the bubble.
Yeah,
but
the Lakers
no,
are
I
not
don't
good
care
either.
about the bubble.
I think the Lakers have to continue to play everybody until they figure out the offense. They're the worst offense in the bubble. They're the worst field goal percent of the bubble. They're the worst 3-point percentage.
They have
of the
been
bubble.
playing like
But they play
who's
good
that?
defense.
Horton Tucker, Horton Here's a Who, whatever that guy's name is.
Yeah.
At some point, they just got to figure out to give the ball to Alex Caruso and get out the way.
No, but
That boy plays, bro.
he's fine. But if he's getting minutes against Portland, good luck.
Oh, are you kidding me, dude? Caruso against Portland? That's a 40 burger.
Throw
dog.
him in there a few minutes per game, but yeah.
Let him get 35 minutes. That's a 40 burger.
40.
Caruso?
You're saying crazy. You sound like you're
stop
talking
it.
crazy right now. But no, really, the Lakers, like if they if they match up against Memphis,
think
I don't
Portland
think it'll be a
could beat
problem.
'em.
I think Portland would be a problem. I don't think
if
Phoenix
I'm the
or
Lakers,
Memphis.
I would rather play Memphis than play
Of
Damian
course.
Lillard
Or
and
Phoenix.
CJ McCollum when we're absolutely cannot
Memphis
score
is
the
trash.
basket.
I wonder what the odds. What do you think the odds would be if Portland plays like the Lakers?
Lakers minus 200 for the series.
No, it's got to be more than that. It's at 1-8. It's a 1-8 seed.
I
It's
don't.
gotta
This
be more than
bubble is different, dude. These
It
dudes
is
are not
different.
missing shots.
that. And there's no crowd to like get hyped up. Off
I mean,
of.
not these dudes. Portland's not missing shots, and the Lakers
I think
can't
it'd be
shoot.
I think
the
it'd be
Lakers'
closer
offense
odds.
is horrendous.
Be closer odds than normal because Lakers at the 1, the home court doesn't matter.
yeah,
There is no home court. That's true. You're playing.
There's no
all
crowd.
playing
Maybe a
in
little lower.
Orlando. So
it's like a pickup game. Lillard and
It's
these
exhibition
Carmelo
basketball, dude.
Anthony's not. They're not. Nobody's missing on Portland.
Carmelo's balling in the fourth quarter.
And last time they played the first game after Kobe died, that was the last time Portland LA played.
Lillard dropped 50?
dropped like 50 something
Lakers
and
lost.
beat them. Yeah.
It'd be a scary matchup. They definitely.
It's not a good matchup for LA. I'd rather
Right
play
now,
Memphis.
LeBron's watching this game right now and be like, "Please, Luca,
Yeah.
please, unicorn, take these dudes down."
It's a tied game with 2
What
minutes.
about Milwaukee? Milwaukee's 2-4 in the bubble. They lost.
Milwaukee should be worried about Boston right now.
Boston's playing well, but do you think they're? I mean, are they? Should we be worried about Milwaukee in the East?
Yeah,
Toronto
dude,
looks
Milwaukee
pretty
just
good.
Milwaukee just
Well, you
lost
had-
to a Nets team.
Who'd you have coming out of the East?
I
Boston.
got Boston and Clippers in the championship.
And then
I would be
mention the
worried.
Clippers.
Just
My East, I think who wins the East is Toronto.
that's
I think
another good
Toronto's
team,
going to win
man.
the East. They have a better record right now at this point than they had with Kawhi last year without him.
Yeah, that's a crazy. I heard that today. That's pretty wild.
They're better now than they were last year with Kawhi.
Yeah,
They're deep.
I don't know. I think Giannis is somewhat like one dimensional. When you can't shoot, you can be taken out of a game. It was like last year when Kawhi guarded him, he pretty much locked him down. And Milwaukee doesn't have. They have some other shooters besides him, but if you can take Giannis out,
And
Playoffs are gonna be
Giannis
different.
isn't going to get the home court fouls when he's trying to get to the hoop.
right?
He's
Those are
unstoppable when he goes to the. He's
Yeah,
so
if he
long.
gets
It's
to the
crazy.
rim,
Even
it's a
if he
wrap.
drops 40, though, it's the whole thing's going to land on Chris Middleton, Eric Bledsoe. Last year, Bledsoe had a good first round, and it just went like it
DiVincenzo,
crashed into the ground.
I do think Toronto has a better chance to take out Milwaukee than Boston. They just have better matchups on Giannis. So they had Siakam can guard him.
Siakam can play.
Serge Ibaka
OG.
play
OG.
Yeah.
And Boston has really nobody that can guard him. So I think Toronto has a better chance
Toronto's
to
my
knock out
team.
Milwaukee.
I think Toronto comes out the East.
I'm hoping Miami can match up with. I think Miami matches
nice.
up good with.
When's Butler come
Tyler
back?
Hero's been
He
balling.
he played last
Okay.
night. I think they match up.
Butler played last night. He actually put the clamps on TJ Warren last night.
So if my,
Did
I
he?
think
Yeah,
Yes,
TJ
he's got
Warren, he
defense.
just-
You know
the
that.
second round matchup,
They had some beef going in, and Jimmy Butler
Butler will walk
took
some
offense
people
to
up.
it.
the second round matchup, if the seedings hold true, would be Milwaukee versus Miami,
Ooh, that's a good
and then
matchup.
Boston and Toronto. So if because Miami has Bam, they got but Jimmy.
That's
I mean,
true.
I don't know if Jimmy can guard Giannis. He's a good defender, but
That's the
but
height- the
Bam's
height.
defensive. Bam's like
Bam can play on Giannis, I think.
so. Bam,
bit.
they
He has
got
a size.
who else they have on D?
On defense,
Oh, I guess
Butler,
that's it.
Hero and Robinson aren't playing
Yeah, they're not
defense.
playing.
Duncan Robinson ain't
Kendrick
playing.
Nunn's
He's in guarding.
Kendrick
Kelly
Nunn isn't guarding
Olynyk?
anybody.
Olenek.
Olynyk
They're-
on
They got
Giannis?
offensive talent,
Yeah.
but I mean, you can put Butler on. You can't put him on Giannis.
No, you have to have Bam.
So it's
on Giannis.
only Bam.
You could put Butler on Middleton.
Oh, Lennox not guarding him. Yeah, I don't know.
Don't they have somebody else?
You'd
bad
have to put
matchup.
Butler on Middleton.
I guess
And
Toronto.
Milwaukee plays sound team defense. I don't think the Heat would get. I think that'd be a bad matchup for the Heat. They're not going to get a lot of open looks. Milwaukee's solid on D.
Toronto plays great defense too.
Indiana, T.J. Warren versus Jimmy Butler first round. Remember they
Didn't
hate
go well
each other.
yesterday.
Don't they hate each other? Right?
That's why yesterday's
Because
matchup
he was like,
they
come
were
back,
talking
and they were
about.
talking about Butler.
You were
played.
TJ Warren's flipping him off,
Yeah, last year.
and then last night they played, Jimmy locked him down.
All right, so Milwaukee, not worried. I'm worried about LA, kind of. It's just that
You
second
still
round.
have, so you still have them in the finals?
I don't know.
Switch to
Houston. I'm going
Suns. Oh, Houston.
Suns. Portland. I got Portland and Houston. I feel like no. I'll stick with my guns. I think the Lakers still get there as long as they pull it together. LeBron and AD. If you have LeBron and AD, you should. And then Paul George.
LeBron
the
and AD
Clippers
will
look
play.
small in the paint.
Well,
We talked about this the other
Montrezl
day.
hasn't.
No, he's
no,
back.
they're solid. And
Zubac.
he's good, dude.
No,
He's
Paul George
good.
is the best
Zubac
player on
is
the Clippers
Underrated. He's good. He has size.
Do you think Paul George is the best player in the Clippers right now?
right now. Yeah,
I
100%.
agree. I don't think Kawhi's.
It's weird though. Kawhi. We talked about this when we were watching the game there. Kawhi, like, he doesn't feel like he's doing anything, and then he has 31, 9,
yeah, he's not
7.
flashy. You don't really notice it, but he always
He goes
kills
on
it.
like 7-point spurts where he just scores every time,
Yeah.
and then
And those guys' perimeter defense, they're saying, is the best perimeter defenders in history.
Well, yeah,
I feel
it's
like I just
Kawhi Leonard,
hate-
Paul George, and Patrick
I
Beverly.
think I just don't like Beverly because he hurt Westbrook. He's a little trap.
He's a pesty dude on defense, dude.
He's when he's on your team, you love him. When he's on the other team,
any
you
other,
hate
you
him.
don't want him in the league.
Yeah, Clippers are deep. They have size. They
What's
have
the-
defense, shooting
What's the matchup? Obviously, Lakers Portland would be the best matchup first round.
for an
I don't.
8-1? That's a
not
good
for the
matchup.
Lakers.
Just
I don't
period.
think.
No, best
to watch?
on the TV.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Second, you got
It depends. What is it right now? Right now, it'd be Mavs Clippers.
Boston and Philly would have been nice, but Simmons is gone. Embiid hurt himself already.
Where's Dallas going to finish?
So that's the next one. Dallas and
Dallas,
Clippers.
Houston,
I know,
or
I
Dallas,
wish
it'd be Dallas,
Houston, or
Houston.
Dallas Clippers?
The totals will be
Right.
like 300 each.
Dallas Houston would be insane. To
Right now,
watch.
it's Dallas and Clippers,
that would be a great matchup too.
but they're winning. So this
That's a bad matchup for Dallas. They have Paul George
Yeah,
and
Paul
Kawhi.
George and Kawhi are
They
just
played
gonna
like
switch-
they're just going to
5
switch on
days ago,
Luka.
and Dallas had no chance.
They're just going to switch on
Luka
Luka every
and
time.
Kristaps versus PG, and
They'll
it's
get
gonna be
locked-
cool to
they'll get
watch
locked
though.
up.
Kawhi and Paul George are just going to
Yeah.
switch everything on Luka. They definitely ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, and Dallas has nothing inside.
Yeah, in a series, I guess in a game it'd be cool. I feel like they could win, but I don't know about a series. And then what's the other ones you got?
Well, don't they have that? Don't they have
Denver right now. Denver, Houston.
Bogdan or whatever?
The Denver, Houston. That could be a potential matchup.
And then
Denver scores.
what is it? Thunder and Utah.
Yeah, right now that's why that's why Dallas is playing right now because they have seeding they got seeding to play for.
So they could get up to the
Six.
6,
Yeah, there's 7 right now.
and then they'd play
Denver.
That's a better matchup.
That'd
for
be better
Dallas.
for them. Yeah.
Is Gary Harris? Is he out?
I don't
Like, I know
know.
he's him and Barton and
Millsap is back.
all those guys. Some of those guys have been out. I don't
Millsap
know if
played
they're just
last
sitting
night.
out. Yeah, I
Millsap's
saw he was back. Like Will Barton's been
Murray's
out.
back.
And
I don't know. Is Barton back?
he wasn't as a
I don't think he played
Yesterday.
yesterday.
anyway. So there's some good. The East, there's not really any good thing. Boston and Philly would have been good, but they're kind of hurt. And then Heat Pacers probably the best one. because obviously Orlando and the Nets are playing the top 2.
Oh God. Yeah.
So 4-5. Heat and Pacers will be the best.
Take them
series.
2 out and put the Suns and
Just move
Portland
those
in
guys
or
over.
something.
Yeah.
Let them play in the East.
Just reseed. Don't take conferences. Just reseed.
All right, so that's it for NBA. Let's get in the fights. Big pay-per-view this week. Stipe and DC.
Big one.
Who you got?
Oh, Stipe. Stipe
Just
rematch.
finishes them?
In the first 2.
First 2 rounds?
Yeah.
Last one went 4. The first one went 1.
Yeah. I think Stipe finishes in the first 2 this time.
Giving DC no shot.
Dude, he's 45. Hasn't fought in 2 years.
His last fight was DC, right? Or Stipe?
Yeah. He was going to retire. He said the only fight he'd take was Stipe. And Dana told him, well, Stipe's probably going to fight John Jones. And DC said, all right, then I'm out.
Well, no, then he said
Only one I'm out. And that's the only fight I'm taking. And then Dana basically said, we're going to throw a bag of cash at him to fight Stipe one more time. He made a U-turn on the retirement to come back. And this is the fight he wants. But if you go back and you look at the younger guy who won the last matchup going into the next one, always wins the second one.
this is the third one, though.
Yeah,
In the trilogy.
but I'm saying the last fight.
Yeah.
When they go and fight again, it's always a younger guy.
Makes sense.
What
always-
about the smaller cage, though? It's a
That,
little.
that only benefits Stipe.
Are they using one? I thought they
Benefits-
wanted the bigger cage.
Because
They
it's
said
only,
it's
they're going to
the
have
bigger
to stand there and throw punches.
In the smaller cage?
Yeah.
Wouldn't they be
DC
in the,
hit Stipe with everything in the kitchen sink in the last fight and couldn't put him down. And then he ran
But-
out of gas and Stipe put him down.
No, that's what I'm saying, though. Stipe wants to be at distance to jab, and DC knocked him out when he was in the clinch. When
It was a really
No, it was a
short
lucky-
phantom right hand.
I thought it was a lucky punch, but it was
was.
in the clinch. I thought DC
it was
would
coming
benefit.
out of the clinch. It was coming out of the clinch.
I thought
Covered right
DC
hand.
would benefit from the smaller cage because he says he's
don't-
going to utilize the wrestling.
I don't think DC is going to throw any punches. I think he's going to come out and shoot for takedowns.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting
Try
fight.
and land him for 5 rounds.
I thought the smaller cage would benefit DC for sure. So I think Stipe still wins, but I think it's going to be 4 or 5 rounds, like of just.
I don't know. I think Stipe knocks him out in the first 2.
What you got? You got anything?
I'll go Stipe just because he obviously won the last fight, and then the first one I think he was doing pretty well until Cormier caught him with that.
Yeah, it was
with
an
the punch,
early.
so.
It was coming out of the clinch. It was a short right
Yeah.
hand. It was like
I watched it
phantom right
last
hand.
night
It was
because I
wild.
don't remember it, and I watched it, and I'm like, it was Stipe was pretty much hitting the combos, and then
Yeah.
DC wrapped him
it
up
just-
and hit him.
One just
Weird.
got
It was
caught.
like a from here to this micro. He
It
punched
was-
him like 2 inches and he fell. I was
Yeah.
like, what the heck? It was
That
crazy.
was it. Knocked him out.
Yeah.
Caught him.
Who you got? You said
I
Stipe?
think Stipe wins. I think it'll be a longer fight. I
What's
think
the odds on it?
Even.
Even.
They're both like minus 110. So I think do they both retire after this fight?
Stipe?
He said he doesn't want to fight.
How old is
Stipe's
he?
not
He's old, isn't
retiring.
He's older too.
36?
I thought they
old,
were
dude.
both. I thought they were both done after this.
Stipe's not done.
You think he fights?
Stipe's got 2 money fights. John
he-
Jones
Yeah,
and Ngannou.
yeah.
He's not quitting. Not with a belt. Not with the pay-per-view points.
I don't think either. I think DC says he's going to retire, but if they come at him and be like, "Here's this much money,"
To fight who?
if he went to fight John Jones at heavyweight, or
If John Jones fights at heavyweight, he's fighting Stipe for a title.
no,
I don't
but
think
if
Cormier wants
DC
John
wins
Jones
If
again.
DC wins, he's not. DC won't give John
for
Jones
that
the
much
Jones
money,
has embarrassed him
twice,
every time, dude.
for that much cash, you know how much money that'll
He was literally crying.
I don't think there's enough money for DC to fight John Jones again.
No.
see.
He was crying.
I mean, I
last fight.
think he didn't know where he was. That was their fault, dude.
John Jones literally told him in the pre-fight press conferences what he was going to hit him with, and Daniel Cormier said, "Oh, you think you're going to catch me with a left head kick? You don't think I know this? You don't think I've studied all this? You think you're going with that?" And they go into the fight, and John Jones knocks him out with a left head kick. Like, Daniel Cormier is not taking John Jones again.
I don't know. Cormier
He had no
he's
chance
crazy.
last
He said he
fight.
was gonna. He was
He's had
fighting
no
Ngannou.
chance anytime. Yeah. He's been finished every time they step into the cage.
All right, I'm gonna skip the next fight, and then we'll go. Let's go, Junior Dos
coming
Santos.
back to that?
We'll come back to. I know you want to go on a rant about it.
dude.
We'll go Junior Dos Santos and Rosenstruck.
Rosenstruck better show up.
I think he knocks him out in the first round.
Has to.
Rosenstruck.
Has to.
Yeah, so he's 10-1.
Well, he's coming off the
He made a
Ngannou.
right? When he got 10
he
seconds.
made a brutal
Yeah, it was
mistake
20
against
seconds.
Ngannou and backed
He
straight
must
up.
have over. I don't know what he was thinking, but
He backed straight up and ate a monster left hand.
Dude, when's the last time Ngannou just straight up ran at somebody though?
Never.
Yeah, that was
He
first
was on a
time.
mission.
Yeah, you didn't know.
He was on
Because
a mission.
Rosenstruck was pumped up. They pumped him up and be like, he could beat Nagano. Nagano came out and just silenced him.
Oh, yeah.
So I think the odds. I think it was minus 140 for Rosenstruck. I'll be on that dude. I think he finishes him.
Oh, JDS can't take a punch.
He's
either.
good. Every fight of JDS is like first or second round finish.
Yeah.
Like I looked at the last like 6. I think it was crazy.
He can't take a punch, so
I'm taking Rosenstruck first round.
first round.
Yep.
All right, your boy. Both
O'Malley?
everybody's boys. Sean O'Malley.
Yeah, you got to go with him.
Oh, dude, Vera's getting wrecked.
That's
This
the
is
only
a
reason
walk
I
in the park. This is a walk
the
in the
card.
park for O'Malley.
Yeah.
This is
This is what, bro. Like, would you?
This matchup was a walk in the park for O'Malley.
So
He
Vera,
is literally
Everything has been so
twice
far, right?
as good at every aspect of MMA than Vera
so Vera's on a 6. So he's never been finished in a fight.
till now.
Vera's never done. Never knocked out. Never been submitted. He's won 6 in a row. He's got a couple finishes. I'm not touching this fight because the odds are crazy. O'Malley's like minus 300. But as a fan, obviously I want O'Malley to win. I feel like it's a dangerous fight because O'Malley's hype is way up here. And this is in a fight, like, you never know. And Vera I watched one of his fights last night. He looks dangerous. He's like reckless kind of.
But O'Malley doesn't.
I think O'Malley wins.
doesn't get in exchanges like that.
I'm just saying, like, it's a dangerous fight. Like, if
So
you're
is he
betting
worth
it-
the plus 250 or something?
No,
No, I don't want to lose
Not
money.
worth it?
I don't want to lose money, and I don't want to bet. I'm not going to bet
But
at
he's
all.
got a shot, you think?
I think
Decent
Vera's
shot.
got a chance.
Yeah.
I don't.
The
see
hype
that.
is
There's
there. O'Malley
O'Malley's
looks
not
good.
losing this
Has he
fight. There's
beaten
no way.
anybody legit
No.
in his 6-fight win streak?
No, but O'Malley hasn't beat anybody like super dangerous like Vera. He beat Wineland. He's a veteran. You know if Wineland's going to stand and trade.
Yeah, and then look what happened.
No,
You
that's
think
what I'm
Marlon
saying.
Vera's going to stand there? He's going to try and stand there and trade. He's getting put to sleep too.
No, but he has submissions too. He's wild.
O'Malley. He's never going to get close enough to O'Malley.
I'm picking O'Malley.
So am I.
Everybody wants O'Malley.
Dude, and it sets up.
No one's
O'Malley's
talking
getting
to-
the winner of Garbrandt.
Garbrandt's fighting down. He's going down to fight Figueroa
Yeesh.
or whatever his name is.
He's coming back up, and Sean O'Malley's been trashing this fool for 6 months.
No, I know.
It's
I want
going
to
to
see
be
that fight.
amazing.
I just feel like he needs to stop taking these dangerous. I think Vera's dangerous. I think UFC's making a mistake by putting him in fighting Vera. He should fight
I think
Garbrandt
so.
already because he's already a star.
O'Malley's a star.
That's what I'm saying. But if he loses this fight,
You could arguably say O'Malley's a bigger star than Garbrandt right now.
they're about to even. No, that's what's crazy is Garbrandt got KO'd 3 times in a row. Right?
Right.
He's still in a co-main.
That's because of his name.
Right. So O'Malley right
Like,
now, if he
to me-
loses to Vera tomorrow or Saturday, is he still fine?
No.
I feel like it's how the fight plays out, too. Like you said, Garbrandt,
Yeah.
he's lost 3 in a row, but if you make it exciting
Right.
and
Well,
entertaining,
Garbrandt's
doesn't
coming
matter
off
if you lose.
a
Well, he
buzzer
won the
beater
one.
KO.
Yeah, but the 3 before I got KO'd.
Yeah. And he was off for a year and a half.
Yeah, but I'm saying if O'Malley loses the fight, do you think like you were about to say?
Depends how the fight is, because I'm not like a huge fight guy, but I remember even when guys lose, if it
Yeah.
was a sick fight, I remember them, and I want to watch them again.
Yeah.
If O'Malley loses this, it hurts him booking fights. Because this is like the biggest name O'Malley's fought so far, but he's dominated everybody.
Yeah.
I think he
he's had a
dominates
couple
this fight,
decisions.
though,
He had
too.
a couple decisions though in his
Figueroa wanted Alex Perez, though.
Perez got booked Brandon Moreno today.
I
or
know.
Yesterday.
I seen that. Perez got hosed on the title shot.
He did.
He got hosed. Garbrandt should not be getting a title shot, but he's getting it because of his name. Basically, the same reason Aldo got one.
Right. Well, Perez, if he just wins, he gets a title shot.
Oh, if he wins the Moreno fight, he's getting a title shot.
All right, so O'Malley, you got O'Malley clear first finish. I think if
In the first
I think
2
it's
rounds.
I think O'Malley wins by decision.
I think he knocks him out.
I'm taking O'Malley by decision. I'm hoping. I hope he finishes in the first round. I want an exciting
Said
knockout.
the other guy's a wild card. He's just going to.
He's a wild card. I think it's gonna
somebody's
be
getting
like,
knocked out. It sounds
It's only a
like.
3-round fight.
I think I think it gets a decision. I think O'Malley plays it smart and doesn't take any risks
Picks
because he's
them apart.
longer. He's long and lengthy. I think he just
O'Malley
picks them
doesn't
apart.
get in crazy exchanges. He picks people apart and hits them.
Yeah, but
His timing's unbelievable.
that's what I'm saying. Vera's never been finished, so I think he's tough. He's tough. He's not gonna. It's gonna be crazy. I got O'Malley by decision. So if I'm gonna bet that, that's probably what I'll bet because it'll probably be like minus 150. I'm not laying 325 on any fight.
No,
Well, we saw how that ended
don't
up
work
last
out
week.
well.
Olenek, the
Told
Buck
you,
instructor,
the Black Beast, baby.
got destroyed.
He was doing all right
The Black Beast,
until that
baby.
second round.
That second round, dude. I literally
Till
turned
the
it on.
Black Beast catches you.
I turned it on my phone, and right when I turned it on, it was in between rounds, and Olenek was laying on his back with his feet on the cage. I was like, "What is this fool doing?" And then he comes out and gets all ready, and then the first punch. Or, no, Lewis came out with the jump kick. And the jump kick, kneed him in the mouth.
Yeah.
And then hit him 37 times before the Herb Dean.
Herb Dean's in a rough stretch right
He
now,
is.
dude. They might not let him wrestle when he fights.
I was like, dude, stop the fight. He was
Herb
hitting,
is
he was
on a
just
rough
destroying
stretch,
it right in
dude.
the face.
Dude, I was dying. The headline for one of the UFC pages was like, Derek Lewis's finishes Olenek. Herb Dean struggles again. I'm like, Herb Dean struggles
Did you watch
again?
it?
Like,
He hit
now
him
Herb
like
Dean's an
20
athlete?
times after.
Oh, it was bad. Herb Dean
Just
did it last time, too.
If the Black Beast is laying on you, punching you in the face 20 times,
You know
like,
how hard he hits?
no, and there was no crowd. I could hear it from my phone was on like half volume.
Sounds
I
like
was like, oh,
Sounds like a meat cleaver, dude. Just thud.
just had a hammer.
Ooh.
Black Beast calling out. Who did he call out?
He wanted Curtis Blades.
I want to see
Oh,
that
that'd be a
fight.
good fight.
I think he's going to get Ngannou, though.
No, Nagano's getting the title shot.
Against who?
Whoever wins the DC Stipe fight, or
If Stipe wins, it's John Jones getting that title shot.
they're not. No, Nagano's already no.
I thought Jones wanted too much money. They're going to pay him to fight at heavyweight.
They'll pay him if it's Stipe. There's
That's what's
plenty of
crazy.
money
I
to
don't
pay
know.
then. There's plenty of
I
money.
think they're kind of
would you
setting
take?
a.
If I'm Stipe,
No, who would you take in that fight? Jones and Stipe, if they did fight.
John Jones probably.
You know what's crazy is what.
John Jones is too skilled.
So
And
Jones
he's
and
literally never lost.
UFC's kind of sent. Are they going to pay anybody? Like McGregor? Is McGregor holding out for money, or he just wants to fight? He wants Khabib. That's it, right?
Khabib's never going to give him a shot.
If he beats Gaethje,
I don't even think Khabib gives him a shot after that. I don't think Khabib's got too much to lose.
his coach came out yesterday and said McGregor was the toughest match he's ever had.
Exactly, and I don't think what is Khabib going to take that fight?
He's like, have you watched the fight? And
Khabib's-
who was he
Khabib's-
talking to? Hawani? Or was
His
it a
coach?
different? Khabib's coach was talking on a podcast yesterday, and he said the toughest opponents Khabib's ever fights was McGregor, because he's like, go back and watch the fight. The first round, Khabib took him down, but
he got right back up.
I mean, no, McGregor took 0 damage the whole first round. That was like his plan.
And in the first round, McGregor was landing punches
The
to
first
start the
couple
fight.
minutes.
Yeah,
He's like, and then the second round was McGregor kind of won that round. And then
Kavanaugh.
third round, finally he got.
Kavanaugh was
Yeah.
screaming too.
Like you said, though, Khabib has no reason to take it. He has
Too
everything to
much
lose, nothing to win.
He already beat him. He has nothing. And Khabib's like his dad picked every single fight he ever took. Like his dad was the dude he listened to, and his dad passed away. I just don't see Khabib taking Conor.
You think
I think
Gaethje?
if he beats Gaethje, I think Khabib rides off into the sunset.
What if Gaethje wins?
Then Khabib gets an immediate rematch,
Yeah, get a rematch.
and Conor's then stuck on the bench, and that'll be it. Conor will go find something else to do. He'll go fight
I kept seeing
Pacquiao.
he's fighting Pacquiao.
Do you see? He
was-
said, "I accept" in Filipino or
in
tag along or
Filipino.
whatever.
Everybody freaks out. All he has to do is tweet like the letter A, and people lose their minds.
I love it. I love when there's huge pay-per-views on UFC going that have nothing to do with Conor,
Yeah.
and then Conor just in mid-show throws out a tweet about somebody on the show and just steals
I
all
thought
the
he was
whole
down to
UFC.
fight that guy. What was his name?
No, he's ain't fighting that guy.
Who was it?
The guy that fought like 3 times and
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dude, he looks nice.
Chimev flew to Ireland to beat Conor up and got stuck at the airport. They arrested him at the airport, sent him back. He's his story. He
Yeah.
claims.
Yeah.
He said
He
he
looked
flew
nice.
all the way to Ireland to
Yeah,
fight
but he fought
Conor.
like not to you over the Kinkos. He fought me.
Nobody's.
He
Chimev's
punched me
getting
45
beat up.
times. I
I
didn't
don't
throw
like.
a punch.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's hit him though.
Two punches.
hits.
It's like 112 to 2.
Chimev's
Oh, my
getting
God.
absolutely.
The
pummeled by
last guy
Conor.
didn't even throw a punch. How do you get in a
Yeah,
fist
I
fight and not throw a punch?
You're getting hit in the face the whole time.
No, throw one. What do you mean?
I guess
Like you just saw this guy fight and he outstruck the guy 51 to 2.
I saw that. It was
And
bad.
then you're gonna go and be like, all right, I'm gonna fight this guy, but he just beat up the guy 51 to 2.
You're going to take that fight.
I'm gonna throw at least the first. I'm throwing at least the first punch.
I'm running
He didn't even
across
throw
the
a punch.
ring.
He didn't not land a. He didn't throw one punch. That's like if you get the ball first in a one-on-one game and you don't shoot the ball.
You get stolen.
Like the job is to shoot, even if you don't. Like if you're 0 for 1, you lose 11-0.
All right.
Fine.
But you're 0 for 0 and you lost 11-0.
Yeah, that's not good.
Turn
Yeah,
it
you
over.
didn't
You
even
turned it over.
And you started with the ball.
You turned it over.
Like you didn't foul him or anything.
You turned it over.
You're just fucking joke. That guy's out of the UFC, hopefully.
Oh, probably
All right,
for
I
sure.
think that's it. I think we're gonna do. We might be doing a live stream on Saturday night. I'll post on Instagram if we do that. It'll be from my living room,
That'll be fun.
and then next week we'll be doing wide receivers, and then we'll probably talk NBA playoffs because those will be all set. Maybe some baseball. Baseball's a little wild right now. You got the
Yeah.
Marlins with one of the best records in baseball, even though they have 75 guys with COVID. All right. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in.